Sketch the reciprocal graph of the following function. So the first thing to note is where the zeros are of f of x. So we have one at -1, one at 0, and one at 1. And that means that the vertical asymptotes of the reciprocal graph will be through those points. We know that the graphs will meet wherever y is 1, so here is the only one, or where it's -1, so just here. Now, some sort of accuracy is expected. So if we think about this point here, where f of x is -2, 1 over f of x will be 1 over -2, which is -1/2. So we're going to expect to go through this point just here. Now, that should be enough. We know that it's going to head out along this asymptote and that it must head towards 0 as this one gets bigger. Always below the axis because the values down here are negative, and 1 divided by a large negative number is going to be a small negative number. So on the right hand side we can see the same sort of thing is going to happen. So where the graph is 2 there, this one is going to be at 1/2, and then it's going to go up the asymptote there and out along the axis like so. Now let's look at what happens in this section. The graph is all below the axis, and the minimum value here appears to be at about -1/2. 1 divided by a -1/2 is -2, so we should have a maximum just here. Now, the curve is never -1 there, so basically it must do this. As f of x heads in towards 0, the reciprocal graph is going to head off to infinity. And now if we consider this section, it's going to be similar except that the values are positive. So this appears to be at about 1/2. 1 divided by 1/2 is 2. That's going to be a minimum on our reciprocal, and it's going to go off up the asymptotes like so.